Here is a broadcast by Prime Minister Julia Gillard for the Australian Labor Party for the 2010 federal election.
There have been many issues talked about in this campaign, but there's one that I believe is critical to all Australian families and the future of our country. This election is about a strong economy, which allows us to deliver jobs and vital health and education services Australian families rely on. When the global financial crisis hit, the shock waves were felt across the world. Banks and businesses across Europe and America were collapsing, and 700,000 Americans lost their jobs in 1 month. As a government, we were faced with a choice between doing nothing and following Europe, America and countries like Japan into recession, or using a targeted stimulus package to keep businesses afloat and Australians in work. We made the judgment that we had to act quickly and we had to act decisively. It meant 200,000 Australians kept their jobs, and Australia came through with the highest growth, lowest unemployment and lower debt than any of the major advanced economies. But if we'd followed Mr Abbott's judgment and done nothing, Australia would have gone into a deep recession. And while much of the world is still trying to climb out of that recession, we've created 200,000 new full-time jobs in the last year alone, and our budget is on track to be in surplus by 2013. Despite the crisis, we were determined to deliver on key commitments, like getting rid of work choices, giving families tax cuts 3 years in a row, and raising the rebate on childcare. And now we're strengthening our economy by giving business a permanent tax cut and rolling out the national broadband network to give Australian companies the power to compete with countries in our region like Singapore and Korea. Because it's only with a strong and growing economy that we can create the jobs and provide the high-quality services that Australians deserve. And for families and communities across Australia, we're boosting retirement savings, building GP super clinics, training more doctors and more nurses, putting computers into classrooms and trade training centres into high schools. At this election, there's a clear choice between my plan that will deliver a stronger economy to create jobs, support businesses, protect your rights at work and provide quality health and education services, or Mr Abbott, who opposed the stimulus during the global financial crisis and now wants to cut important services like GP super clinics, trade training centres, computers in schools and the national broadband network. Let's move Australia forward, not backwards. Let's build a strong, sustainable economy to deliver better services and give Australians the schools and hospitals they deserve.
Authorised N Martin, Australian Labor Party, Canberra.